Yeah, man. There were a couple things being mentioned the last time I was on live. A lot of a lot of things were being brought forth to the front in regards to, a lot of negative, what I'm saying, annotations basically. Like, a lot of people had a lot of things to say in regards to black people, right? Shout out to all of the new subs. Shout out to all of the supporters, man. We've been getting a lot of feedback on the channel. A lot of people have stuff that they want to, express. So we're better to do it than on a YouTube channel. So I'm in full support of that. Make sure that's what y'all doing. CP3 in the building, man. What it do, bro? Shout out to you. It's a lot of people have a lot of crazy stuff to say when it comes to this, the things that the media is pushing out right now. And this is independent media right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm independent media. I speak for myself, and I represent the I, I'm a motivation. I'm a motivationalist, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of energy to talk that talk, man. It takes a lot of inspiration, and we got a goal set forth. So, adding to that, like I said on the last live, it was a little wild. You could see just, from the comments in the chat that a lot of people feel some kind of way about our community, about that brown skin community. They're really looking at us now, and they are very, they want to challenge us. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they really want to challenge us. Like, everything is about a challenge. Bro, really, y'all gonna keep just people be wilding out here, man. It's a lot of wild folks in America, man. In this city, anyway. Yeah. So, multiple shootings overnight in Charlotte. I try to stay out of the way of all that mess. It's mess. You know what I'm saying? It's mess. But adding to that, man, it's a lot of people that want to express themselves about black people. DEI. They want to talk about that, like, and they really feel like we be playing victim. And I had to explain to people, like, I'm a working man, bro. I'm still a work in progress too, because a lot of things I had to instruct myself on. So I don't blame people for that. I don't blame people for that. But it's still going on, man. As you can see, in America, it's a lot of stuff going on. Black people hurting black people. But then white people, they be hurting white people too. So shit. On both sides of it, we got people hurting each other. We got people wanting to fight each other. And yeah, it's just like that. You know. So I got a video right here from Street Media TV. Shout out to Street Media TV. Make sure y'all subbing up to the boy, to the bro. Not the boy, I don't mean it like that. So this one says, Serena Williams called a hypocrite by black and white. Is that comics or community? Black and white community after doing this. Hey, what's up, A-Rush? Sub up to the channel. I'm good. Appreciate you. So I seen the picture. We're in Charlotte with it. So I seen the picture with the cotton flower arrangement. Hey, at the end of the day, what do you expect? I don't know why we expecting anything different from a country that was built off racism. Nah, this my job right here, man. My job to talk to the people, man. I got a lot of different things that I do in my life. I'm a multifaceted person.
It was being recorded. She was rubbing it in her hands. She said she felt like it was inappropriate. She was uncomfortable, and all this stuff went viral, and it went online. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say. Right now, I'm gonna go in on this, and I'm gonna go in on our community, but I'm also going on the W community. But Megan Kelly, who's a suspected W supremacist, she came out and jumped out in front of this and put her mouth on it. Right? She has something to say. So she came out. She said this.
Serena Williams is in the news. Why? Because she was in New York to support her friend Kim Kardashian with something she's doing with Nike and Serena Williams in town to like attend to it. And she's in some hotel. We do not know which hotel she was staying in. She did not publicize that. But Serena Williams, who is one of the richest Americans alive, was triggered by something, Maureen, and I'm going to show you what it was.
All right, everyone, how do we feel about cotton as decoration? Personally, for me, it doesn't feel great. So actually, it feels like nail polish made for cotton, natural.
Now, what I do know about Serena, man, is she looks a little different. She looks lighter. She's always wearing this blonde hair. You know, she has the right to express herself. She has the right to you know, say what she wants to say about, you know, the cotton arrangement. What I will add to the fact is that I remember them saying something about her bleaching her skin, and then, of course, like I said, she wears the straight hair, like a W-skinned woman, you know. So I'm like I said, once again, y'all, I'm not here to spew hate. I'm not here to make people feel, you know, uncomfortable when it comes to talking about tough subjects. I'm really not. For the most part, with this particular situation, I'm going to say that America did a number on her growing up in Compton, man. Unfortunately, America did a number on that lady, man, because she doesn't feel comfortable in her own skin as a black woman. See, this kind of leads right back into what I was saying about black people, you know, having a hard ass time growing up in America, bro. We talking about this lady's probably close to a billionaire. Cutting Edge, what it do, man? Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Bro, y'all got to stop with the weird stuff, man. So, she's very, it's going well, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. It seems like she's had a difficult time struggling with appearance in America. And so, like, once again, this comes to my point of relevance that black people be going through some shit in America. They did a number on our people. And this results in a lot of people bleaching their skin, changing the texture of their hair, all so that, you know, it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable, because they have been treated and taught to hate themselves. That's why black people can't get together in America, because we have been taught to hate each other. Why can't we understand that? Can we understand that people, that we have been taught to hate each other, okay? So a lot of times when you see shit like this with Serena Williams, she's just probably struggling with appearance, you know, knowing that she played in a sport where it was dominated by a different race. Racism is written all in the DNA of America. And the people that deny it, the people that want to look past it, they really have a problem with being honest about it. I mean, plain and simple. It's one of them situations where people want to overlook it because they feel as if they have to admit to it, then that means somewhere along the lines they have to go back and be held responsible for all of the jammed up things that they did. Kakamata Jog, appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, we was live earlier. We did some numbers too, man. You know, people come in and step out. I'm going to continue going live on YouTube like this. We will be holding a celebration real soon. I'm waiting to get the monetization just so they can pull all my numbers up and stuff. That way we can all celebrate together, you know, and rock out like that. I'll have to probably take like a Saturday off or something so that I can do it that way, so that everybody can, you know, I'll give everybody a chance to pull in and do like an 8-hour live. Fuck it. We're going to do like an all-day type thing, you know, and talk about many different subjects. A lot of the, you know, race talk has been over here, rage baiting. Everybody's kind of on that wave right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it makes for good content. It makes for entertaining conversation. It's not meant to be discouraging of anyone. It isn't to propagate hate. It's just to, bring awareness to it for the most part. It's so many different things, like I said, I could bring up and talk about. In this situation with Serena Williams, we're going to keep playing and see what Street Media TV had to say about it before I get up out of here. Let's go.
Okay. So at the end of that video, she's plucked one of the cotton balls off of the plant, and she's using it to buff her nails, and then she does the hand gesture of like, ew, like where you shake your hands like, ew, gross, and she drops it. Now, Serena Williams is triggered by cotton, I guess, because it used to be picked by slaves, and she's a Black American. It's 2025. Serena Williams is estimated by Forbes to be worth $350 million. She's married to a very, very rich man too. She hung up her racket in 2022, ending a career in which she earned $95 million in prize money, more prize money than any female athlete in history. She has endorsement deals to this day with more than a dozen brands. She's active as an investor in her own venture capital firm. She's got a licensing deal with a beauty line. She's launched a multimedia company. She owns part of the Miami Dolphins, but she is an oppressed direct descendant of slaves, I guess, and that's how she sees herself to this day, because I guess generational trauma, as the kids call it. She can't walk by a cotton plant in a luxury hotel to go promote Kim Kardashian's Skims line without feeling trauma that she has to videotape and post on Instagram.
Yeah, Megyn Kelly is suspected W Supreme, so I don't take her serious, right? But this is the thing. We look at all the racism that the Williams family had to go through in order for them to get to where they got to. We've seen their father. And,
what's up, Mr. Chicago? Blessings to you
in a very bad light. They had fallen out and all kinds of stuff.
But you know how many darker skinned Black women I've spoken to about their complexion, and it gets them in this emotional state because people viewed them a certain way. TV shows, show certain women in certain lights, like with dark-skinned women. And I watch Martin a lot now, and sometimes I'll be like, damn, was this propaganda, when it came to Pam and how he was roasting her. But I also understand she was also just one of those people that, like a co-host basically, or co-star in that alongside Gina, where Gina was basically like glorified, and then Pam, had to struggle to get a man until the end of the show, where Tommy basically wanted to be her husband or whatever. But those things like that lets me know, exactly. So on top of that, so add to the fact that she's married to a white man. She's allegedly bleached her skin, and she kind of wears her hair in this manner to where it's like it's straight. She isn't showing her kinky, strong, beautiful Black hair. And I think that affects her tremendously. You know what I mean? And then she sees something about a cotton plant. All those things can trickle through your mind. So, like, once again, for people to try and get as if Black people haven't gone through anything in America, or like our generations, like, oh, you haven't been through anything in America. It's kind of jacked up, because it's like, man, you know what? Obviously, you don't want to be real about the situation of America, because once again, to acknowledge it means that you have to take accountability, right? So, for the most part, I think that, it's jacked up. Let's keep going.
Father went through fire trying to get them to where they was. Man, it was crazy, right? When you look at that story about the Williams family. Now, she has a double husband, Alex O'Haney. You look at her skin, she got the blonde weave, she lost all this weight. She's trying to look like a Becky, and she's been called out by the community for some time now. Serena Williams, the other one, Venus, she's also has a W husband. Now, mind you, they come from country, right? They come, we remember what they looked like when they first came, when they was with their father. When they had the falling out with their father, now we see what they look like because they've been part of the system. So Megyn Kelly is basically saying, like, you over here with us. You accepted up here over here with us. What are you talking about complaining about cotton fields? You're not like those Negroes. We accepted you into our rooms. We allowing you to be a part of our establishment. Now you want to complain about a cotton field as the Negroes would? See what I'm saying? And these are the dog whistles, and this is what she's saying,
Man.
right? But then you had other people saying this as well.
She went out of her way to make it a huge deal and show how disgusted she was, which is pretty ironic considering that you did a damn crip walk during the Super Bowl halftime show.
So this guy was criticizing her
during the halftime
for
crip show.
walking on one of the world's biggest stages, which was the Super Bowl, right?
This is unfortunate that we still have to, have conversations about race, which is all more the reason why we have to acknowledge it, man. That's all I'm saying. A lot of negative comments were made earlier on my channel. The one thing I'm just here to do is to let anybody know that's following my channel, anybody that's watching, is that I don't support or, I don't represent racial hate, none of that type of stuff. I don't push that. I'm just here to acknowledge it, all right? I'm here to acknowledge the wrongdoings of my people as well. I would never look past that. I got to live that, remember? I'm part of the black experience, so I understand what it looks like in our communities when it comes to us hating each other. So this thing with Serena Williams just lets me know that we have this hate for each other, which spews over into, our everyday lives. We want to look a certain way. We want to date and marry certain people. We want to dress a certain way. We want to speak a certain way. All because we have been led down this dark path. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to go look up who the hell Derek Jackson is. That's your second time saying it too. I be on the road, man. I be having stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? I be having places to go and stuff like that. But hopefully, and I have a few black women in my chat. And maybe y'all could give some game, some knowledge on how black people, how black women may feel when it comes to their looks. Not your looks, but things you may have heard before. Y'all can leave a comment or something like that in the comment section. Or even on the community wall. If you sub up to the channel, all of my subscribers have access to the community wall where they could talk their shit, basically. They could express themselves. They can let me know how they feel about the content, etc., etc. You know what I mean? So a few more seconds of this, a few more minutes of this.
I made a video criticizing her because her sister was unalived by a Crip war in the Compton some years back. So I had a problem with that. And I think, when you deal with our community and a lot of the psychological effects and things happen to us, we think just because you got money don't mean that you're void of these issues. No, she just was born with a talent. That was it, right? So she's being called out on all kinds of levels because when you deal with gang violence in the black community,
that a black man helped her get to succeed too. I went and watched that movie, King Richard, I believe it was. But their father was a very powerful man who took in stride to make sure that his children were completely supported when it came to something. It might have been his dream, but it was something that I'm assuming that his kids, shared that same passion. They wanted to dominate in the field, and they for damn sure did that. And Serena, I'm going to say, is probably the greatest tennis player to ever play the game. And she doesn't have to, in my opinion, she should never have to feel ashamed of who she is or try to, run away from that trauma, run towards it, speak up about it. Of course, people would love more from a person like Serena Williams, especially when it comes to her story and all the shared experiences she may have had in that industry. On top of that, her saying something about a cotton plant helps the communities to recognize it. Once again, we have to recognize the shit. Why do we want to keep steering away from that? Let's recognize what the hell she's talking about, and let's empathize with her, put ourselves in her shoes. Once again, the woman struggled. I'm gonna say she struggled with appearance. I don't know, her identity. Even though she shouldn't even have to do that, honestly. In my opinion, that woman should never have to do that. She should never have to struggle with nothing like that. She dominated in her figure, and she should be proud to be that woman, But for some reason, it comes off like she's completely traumatized, triggered, and deals with that shit, unfortunately.
And I'm just talking about us as a group. That's played documentary for many years now, and it's caused countless lives. So I didn't like the fact that she was crip walking on the stage, you know, and I got some pushback from my people. That's fine. I still stand on what I stand on. There's a lot of things that she could have done. I don't think that she should have represented crip walking because what the Crips represent for the black community, right? But other people was calling her out as well. They were saying this.
You're Serena Williams. You're one of the greatest athletes of all time, probably the greatest athlete of all time. You're wealthy and powerful beyond measure. Your husband is a literal billionaire. You get this beautiful daughter. You live a charmed life to the level to which most people, white or black, would not even be able to comprehend. And yet and still, you're in some five-star hotel, probably the Plaza somewhere, and you get triggered by the most innocuous decoration, which is cotton decoration. Now, the average person in 2025 does not look at a cotton decoration and think of slavery. They don't think of illusions of slavery. They don't think of anything like that. But Serena Williams, one of the most wealthy, powerful women in the world, who is, again, one of the greatest athletes ever seen, is so locked up and so stuck in that sort of like, since I am black, I have to be a victim, and I'm somehow a victim of slavery mentality, that she not only sees the cotton, she gets triggered by it, and also has to make a video on social media about it.
Now we know Ryan Smith is a bona fide sellout that plays for the other team, and he's willing to go anywhere. He'll say anything that wherever the content is flowing at that time, it's gonna make money. That's where this dude is going. Nobody really takes him serious, right? But let's look at some of what people are saying online. I'm triggered by the blonde hair. I'm triggered by the blonde hair she's wearing, right? So she's starting to get pushback. Don't forget the blonde hair, right? That was the W guy saying that. Wow, her natural instinct was to pick it up.
Most definitely. So she's rocking blonde hair. From my understanding, her skin was a little lighter. I don't know how you could even do something like that. Yeah, make sure y'all hitting the like button, man. Y'all be coming over here checking me out. You know, not in that way, but hit the like button, man. Sub up to the channel if you haven't already. We got almost 200 new subs today, so I appreciate that as well. We're going to keep rocking out. Like I said, we're going to celebrate soon. I'll get a date together and you know, get to it. Yeah, most definitely a blonde wig. And nothing's wrong with wearing that, right? But it sometimes, you know, it does. Let's just, like I said, changing your skin color and wearing blonde hair is kind of like I don't know if that's something that her husband, you know, likes, like a darker skinned woman with blonde hair and a lighter skin. I don't know what the hell that's all about, and I'm not criticizing her for it. I'm just saying I stand with you regardless of how people may feel. I can empathize from where you coming from with it, not in a female or male sexual perspective, but from a I know, hell yeah, Russ. I had to go live real quick because the last live was kind of like a lot of people just had a lot to say, and I'm just letting people know that I'm really not a hater of no other race, nothing like that. I just empathize with my people, and I stand with my people. I support them the best way that I know how. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, other than that, man, we up out of here. Sub up to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Share the content. Make sure y'all sharing it. I believe that there's an important message in every message that people, you know, relay on here or just put on display. Other than that, much love to y'all. Much support. Much appreciation. Monetization coming soon. We're going to have the memberships and all that lined up for the good people so that they can come check out the channel. Monique Hill in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up over here. Word. Other than that, we up out of here. Once again, hug your loved ones. Let them know how much you love them. Embrace them. Because tomorrow's never promised. All right, people. Other than that, L Boogie Reacts is up out of the building. Until next time, it's like that. You dig?